my friends, family, viewers. Um, every now and again, I decide to go on to kind of like a live YouTube uh, mode every now and again. And today we are honoured to be in the company of Ali Reza Jafri. Let me just get this straight. He's a good friend of mine, and uh, as you can see, as the years have gone by, those of you who know my channel, as the years have gone by, we've aged. And Mr. Dreadley, we called him Dreadley because if he did grow his hair longer than it is at the moment, it would turn into dreadlocks. Those of you who know him very well would know him as Dreadley, a beloved Dreadley. And we started talking. Earlier as I was about to kind of like, he's in a different mode now. We started this live. But we discussed the situation in Russia basically earlier as well. He just kind of like said to me that the gas, there's no a gas shortage or a gas problem in Russia, because they're all self-sufficient. So I wanted to kind of like talk to him a little bit more about that.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Sorry, I'm not too well. I've had this chronic cough for God knows how long now. I don't smoke, never have, but I've got this nasty cough. So if I do start coughing, let me apologize in advance. Yes, personally, I don't think Russia themselves have an energy crisis because they're self-sufficient. They supply energy to the rest of the world.
My question to you earlier, Reza, was, countries like Syria, they're not at war with Russia. They're in military kind of like alliance with Russia, but things are still going up there, really expensive there. There's no difference, and that's because I've been told that the people the big fishes they wanna monopolize. It's the banks or whatever. I don't know how it works, but it's still going to be expensive there. So will the prices of things in Russia go up as well? I mean, like or is it going to stay the same? I mean, how do you see it?
Personally, I don't think Russia needs to put the prices up. As I said, it's the biggest land country in the world.
Certainly is, yeah.
Self-sufficient, doesn't need to import anything. It's got plenty to export if the world wants it, like gas.
Yeah, it has. It's got lots. It's got gas. It's got everything. It's got mass amount of land.
Oil.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking, and this is something that, people talk about being self-sufficient, and like, how many of us actually know how to grow our own crops? Some of us do. It's a hobby, but like, I think, you know, for some now, it may well indeed be a necessity. I mean, we're going to the supermarkets, we're buying stuff, and like, I mean, if you had your own piece of land and you grew stuff on it, then you could eat from off of the land. You could be self sufficient. I mean, I was talking to my brother just earlier on, and he was going, if you want to beat the system, beat the. That's to me, beating the system is growing your own crops, not having to go to the shops, which actually coincidentally rhymes. And the thing that I was, questioning was, 'cause in school at the moment, we kind of like I'm having to teach history, PSHE, different things, and in history they're looking at how the railroads were built in America and how it created jobs, number one, but also how the effect it had on the Native American like Indians, and because they were stealing their land, yeah, and or they thought the land was that was their buffalo grazing territory, So this whole discussion came about in the classroom about apartheid and about kind of colonialism and the adverse effects of colonialism. And we consider what do people want in life? What do they fight for here in the United Kingdom? You're looking for a retirement home. You're looking for a place in the sun. You're looking for like those Spanish shores, right? Beaches. To retire and say I want to have a peaceful life. But where is it? Where is this peaceful life? Like I say, as in, sorry, 'cause I'm rambling. I do apologise, but the point that I was trying to get at is that you've got land mass, you've got sunshine, you've got rain, you've got four seasons. Yeah, you've got America, the land of opportunity. But despite having all of that, you've got poverty. Yeah, right, and then you've got mental and emotional disturbance, and this would be very good, very interesting for somebody like Nabil who's done a degree in MA in psychology. Why? Yeah,
Experience is better.
experience. Why?
I'm talking from experience.
Why in America is it a phenomena? There's no civil war happening in America. But why is there this phenomena of people going into schools, random, right? This and shooting teachers and pupils down. What is there lacking for you? You have everything. You have all the gifts of the earth. You have the rain. You have the land. You have everything. You took it off the Native Americans, but your mindset and your mind state and your state of mind is, I'm going to shoot and kill because I'm unhappy. I'm unwell. My mental health and well-being. And then you've got people in Yemen starving. You've got people in Syria starving. You've got people in Afghanistan. Right? They're not out to kill. They're out to get something to eat. And it's like, and to my view, is this the disease of excess? When you have so much, you don't know what to do with it, and then you go absolutely crazy. That's one thing. But let me just kind of like summarize, and then I'll let you. Then I want you to kind of like react. When I look at Russia, I see this massive land space, and I think to myself, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. Yeah, this is a place of this is God's beautiful earth where crops grow, where streams flow, where the eagle flies, yeah, where sheep can graze, where there shouldn't be a lack of anything, yeah. And here in the United Kingdom, we're happy if we've got our bloody iPhone. We're happy if we've got some kind of like, stupid stuff, like car insurance, yeah, right? The things that we're paying for directly, but like, our gardens are so small. If you live in London, you probably don't have a garden because you live in a flat, yeah? And there's paper money, and your existence is being wasted in cities. You haven't connected with nature, yeah? So just to round off my kind of like, my ad hoc rant or kind of like ramble, Russia, the land of opportunity, the large land space, right, where a person can breathe in the mountains of Dagestan. That's an example. And here, little Britain, encapsulated, cut off from Europe. What's happened, Ali Reza? What's happened?
Okay, because that was quite a speech.
Quite a ramble.
Quite a speech with everything packed in it.
Yeah, yeah.
I did pick up a couple of things from there. One was when you said about growing your own vegetables, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely great. And why not? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the earth.
Yeah.
And as we get everything from the earth. So
So
recommended to eat products from the earth more than it is to eat animals. I mean, don't make your bellies
into a graveyard
for animals, basically. Right. However, as you quite rightly pointed out, people need to use their gardens to grow things.
Yeah.
But you also picked on some points there. Some people don't have gardens.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But another important thing is people do not have the time to go into their gardens,
I don't know. No.
to even do the gardening in the gardens.
Yeah.
The way the world is, it's a fast life now.
Yeah.
We've given you the internet. Now I want you to do this, and it's got to be done in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's more and more and more and more. You expect it. Right? I was talking to an elderly maintenance worker,
Yeah.
and we were kind of talking about things, and he goes, we can't go back that way because life has moved so fast. Before you could have done things in the past, you spend time, as you quite rightly said, with nature.
Yeah.
You don't get time no more.
No.
You go to work, even if it's miles away, everyone has a car.
I mean, your
Transport.
your father, may Allah bless his soul,
Yeah.
may his, spirit rest in peace.
Yeah.
My father's next door neighbour.
Indeed.
Small plot of land at the back of the garden, little Victorian, Edwardian kind of like garden, yeah. And he grew the radishes. He grew the cucumbers. He grew spinach,
Tomatoes,
lettuce,
yeah.
onions.
Onions.
All in this
Potatoes.
all on this little plot, and those are all kind of like cultural things from back in Pakistan. We're a rural agricultural community, Punjab, yeah, and such a heart. Even when I think about it now, how wonderful and how absolutely beautiful a thing that was, and we don't have the time for it. We don't have the tact for it. We don't have the patience for it. We don't have the foresight for it. And like and imagine what you could do with a very large piece of land, and there's so much that exists on the earth. There isn't a lack for anyone, you know what I mean? But we are chained by kind of like the rules of society, by the conforms of our existences.
Mm-hmm.
And but like, yeah, I mean, to quiz you once again, I mean, now how and why I equated landmass, because you've got America, you've got Russia, great masses of land, different kind of like environments in relation to the weather. You've got extreme cold, you've got extreme warmth, you've got deserts, you've got ice peak, you've got all of these things. But then you got people. Why are they killing kids in schools? What's wrong with them? What's happened to these kind of like the civilized world?
Again, this is where I'd say it's the pressures of life.
Yeah.
And what you're expected to be achieving if you can't move with the times of the powers that be that have made it like that. You're a nobody, or you're considered a nobody.
Yeah.
What happened to all the intellectuals, the book reading, the writing, the this, the that? Obviously, it does exist still to this day, but it's it's now internet. Everything's on the internet.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, but
we're attached to our phones. We're addicted.
Mm-hmm.
I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to accept the thanks I give for the fact that I got work, because I have to be away from my phone. If I didn't have work, I'd be on my phone all the time. And I think that we need to be grateful for the what's the word for it? COVID. That we're out of the fact that we're out of COVID. COVID taught us a lesson. We wanted, our hearts desired to be with our communities again, not just our families, but our friends.
Mhm.
They had mad crazy rules in place, you know, and um, and and the brother Nabil has just texted us on the Weshi group. Weshi Davinda since 2015. I think it's been a long time since he's had that group,
Mhm.
and um, uh, I forgot what I was going to say now. What was it? What was it? Just what was you linking it to earlier? What was it just saying a minute ago?
Well, you were talking about people, why they're going around killing people.
Yeah, and then I was talking about community and brother Nabil. He kind of like afforded his time to help us get together as a community within his home and listen to the Majlis of Imam Hussain Islam, which is kind of touched the heart. It touched the heart. And what really touches my heart as well is when I see the efforts they made in Iran. Under COVID, how to make a negative as an example into a positive. We can't be in confined spaces. Subhanallah. Let's choose open spaces.
Mhm.
And so you've got videos on YouTube of the Noha Khan Bani Fatima. Yeah, Bani Fatima, who's reciting beautiful eulogies on Fatima Zahra Islam out in the open, in the night. Yeah, right. People with the necessary spacing. But everyone was doing the Azadari on the outside, and Sheikh Banahian was, he's saying this is our opportunity to take Azadari from out of the homes and into the streets.
Mhm.
Question earlier is like, 'cause we're both from Peterborough. Do you not think that it's necessary um, for us to be able to do the same here, or to kind of like take an influence from that so that we can do that here in the streets of Peterborough as an example?
Again, excuse me, why not?
Yeah,
However, rural community is very small.
yeah,
We've recently purchased our own centre.
yeah,
We've done excellent things.
yeah,
We're still improving, and we're providing for the whole community.
yeah,
Yes, inshallah, why not in the future? But as you quite rightly said, COVID has taught us all a lesson, and
yeah,
it affected all of us, and we weren't able to have majlises.
yeah,
And where we did have them, they were limited.
yeah,
We were limited,
yeah.
and some people missed out. But luckily, we still had TV, and you had majlises in your home via the TV. Alhamdulillah, it's
We
the future.
did, we do need to say shukran a lot for the things that we got. I mean, and especially for the Majlis of Imam Hussain, the Azadali of Imam Hussain, because it serves us, I believe, as a community on so many different levels. I think there's so many things that we actually don't see in relation to the benefit of it, because maybe I think perhaps women, in their gatherings maybe have a greater perspective because they've got the little children.
Mhm.
Yeah, then they've got the kind of like uh, uh, they're kind of like sisters, brothers, all of that, but they're looking after the kids. And then there's that elderly as well.
Mhm.
And the story of Karbala encapsulates everything from the tiny baby Hazrat Ali Asghar to the martyr Habib ibn Zahir, who's 90 years old and fought and was a martyr in the battlefield of Karbala. So uh, there's nothing that's lacking there in spirit. But I often consider and think to myself, um, how do we avert our traditions from being mere traditions? How do we bring about um, our azadari so that it creates a change within communities, you know, or so that it is revolutionary in the respect of a revolution to our own selves, our souls, but as a community, And then even politically,
Mm-hmm.
are we being, in a sense, deprived by the media,
Mm-hmm.
of the political reality that Azadali brings about in the lives, or can bring about, or should bring about in the lives of, the Azadar of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, the 12 Shia Muslims, the Muslim community, and community at large.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well, that's a very good point there. We as Shias absolutely find this at our hearts, and this is centered to our being. Shall we just say? If I can't get the words out right,
Yeah.
but
There's you answer calling. Yeah. It's in the bill, isn't it? Give him. Is he?
well, we've got a voice group voice call
Yeah.
from
Yeah. Because this is the Washington in the group has been invited to the gathering, and there's a little group call happening at the moment.
Oh,
The call link.
what do I do? Press that.
Yeah. Is no, hold on.
All call.
Guys, I don't know if this shortest video is going to stop because I'm answering the call, but let's. Yeah, so there's some messages here. Hi guys, Mustafa, it said, are you single? I don't know why this comment has come up, or that even anyone would even comment, because we don't usually get viewers when we do live. When I've done live calls previously, one or two people. We've got 4 people watching at the moment. So salam guys, that's whoever's viewing this. But
Yes,
so
we were talking about Azadari
yeah,
and for Mullah Hussein, everything for us Shias centers around the Aimai Masumin al Islam, and they're our guides, and we are successful. And indeed, there's a hadith, Ya Ali, you and your Shias will be successful, and we are, alhamdulillah. We have this Azadari, we have Masumin alayhi salam, and because of them, we are successful. When we're feeling down, we remember what I was saying, alayhi salam. When we give du'as, we say, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you no gham, no sadness apart from the sadness of Mawla Hussein alayhi salam.
mashallah.
This we remember, and we know that we can never be in a worse situation than that.
Yeah.
So whenever we're down, we go, and then we remember how lucky we are, how blessed we are,
Yeah.
and Azadari recharges us,
SubhanAllah. Yeah.
recharges our iman.
Yeah.
We listen to the madrasis, and it brings back everything that we may have lost, or may have misunderstood, may have forgotten.
Yeah.
But as you said earlier on, what about these people who go around killing? Again, they haven't got the Azadari, they haven't got the Aimai Masumin al Islam, for them to realize that how blessed they are.
Yeah.
Sadly, there is mental issues, there are mental issues, and there are people who feel down because they've got nowhere to turn to.
Yeah.
The world has made it so much so that the rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
Yeah.
They the powers that be, the societies, the governments, and they don't want to care about you.
SubhanAllah, Reza, for the first time in my kind of experience as a YouTuber, which has been over the years, I'm getting some comments to recite an Oha.
Bismillah.
Well, so, but I'm not sure if it's the right stage for it at the moment. But like, and someone's just saying, I'm a huge fan. I'm not sure if Nabil's behind this. Look, how's it? Kasida, Mustafa, it's so great to you are helping a homeless man. I think Nabil is behind this one, helping a homeless man. No, well, so because the comments are just coming up on the screen, I'm just seeing them on the like. Only Reza's not homeless. He's the king of the homeless. He homes the homeless. In other words, So
Well, I do look a bit Trumpy at the moment. So
oh, well, who doesn't at our
Yeah,
age? You kind of like, you know what I mean? We kind of like lived in guys. But got, really briefly going back to kind of like the revolutionary aspect of Azadari. Don't you think in a world, where a Western world where freedom of speech is being propagated, or they espouse the value of freedom of speech, that when they shut off RT television, and they shut that down, they shut down press TV,
that's freedom of speech.
where's the freedom of speech there?
Exactly.
That's a question I want to ask. Where's the freedom of speech there?
Exactly. And even if you question Western journalists, they will say that loads of them have never been invited to some of these events because of their line of questioning. Because it's thought-provoking and it gives you an alternative reality to what's being shown or what's being promoted, right? And because of that, they don't toe the line, and they're boycotted, basically. That's the way to put it. They're boycotted, and no one wants to know the truth anymore. They want to hear what the powers that be. We trust our government to lead us. We put them in power. We did this. Oh, we don't like them no more. Unless you're one of the elite, the affluent, the rich, the powerful, no one wants to know you. Look at this Elon Musk.
I've just seen him on Twitter, TikTok. But he's trying to shove things into space and all of that. So,
of course, Well, that's his vision. He's got the money. He's got the power. He's got the.
I just don't know why people haven't gone back to the moon since the 1960s.
Well, that's a conspiracy in itself. Did people actually go to the moon?
That makes me question it. You know what I mean? Everything's got so far. You went to the moon. Why aren't you going to the moon anymore? Should be going back there, kind of like setting up a city there or something.
And then again, back to the Aimai Masumin alayhi salam, Mawla Ali alayhi salam, Suluni Kabla Tafkaduni. And in some writers, Suluni Mat Shetum. And then someone asked me I can show you the way to the moon.
He said that. Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
I know more about the heavens than I do about the earth. Ask me.
It is the Queen saying that, and I'm going to read these comments afterwards. I'm going to read it. But like, I think you've been requested to recite something, and it's like Ali Imam and Manastum and Ghulam Ali, because this is actually very poignant request, because my very first YouTube upload was with you in it. My second YouTube upload was with you in it, and you did recite Ali Imam and Manastum and Ghulam Ali. And I do want to upload this, and it's coming up to about 30 minutes. So I don't want to bore the viewers, Right, but like,
can I just correct you there? It wasn't Ali Imam Manastum Ghulam Ali. A similar one. It was Haydariyam Kalandaram Masa.
Oh, okay then.
So it was actually, I think, brother Abbas, Kareemster, as we call him. He's the reciter. I'm not a recite. I haven't got the voice for it, but yes, I do sometimes mention it
Yeah.
because it helps us remember.
Someone's saying, Bismillah, it's the Queen, a Sayyida, and if it is so, she's related to you. Okay, then yep, right, well, somebody is
Well, the Queen, yeah,
no,
possibly.
so someone's just kind of like put that up on there, isn't it?
Yeah, she may have been
Haydilim
related.
Kalandaram, Bismillah, Bismillah, Haydilim Kalandaram, go on, let's do that. Haydilim. Bismillah. So, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Reza, with all due respect, Reza, if you can recite some zikr for Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam for us.
Okay, only if you join me as well.
I'll try and join in, yeah.
Haydariyam, Haydariyam, Kalandaram, Mastam, Bandai Murtaza, Ali Hastam, Peshwaye Tamam Rindanam, Kisage Ku Shere Yazdanam.
Subhanallah, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajam. I think we should end our discussion here. I really am kind of like quite honoured for the fact that Elias has invited me to his number one, and number two, for the fact that we've not argued, but we've spoken, and you've behaved quite sensibly, yeah. As in, like, we can get into some silly argument sometime. Is that all someone's going? It's just a random discussion. It's just a random discussion. So inshallah, we'll do something. If there is a request, we'll do something next time. I don't have anything with me to recite a hand apart from some memorable poetry, which is probably not appropriate. So we'll leave it at that for the time being, and hopefully for Salat al-Fajr tomorrow morning, your boys are getting together, and you inshallah will be kind of like.
I'm not one of the boys.
He's one of the lads. So Salat al-Fajr at the HIC, Hussein Islamic Centre in Peterborough, Burton Street. It's going to be happening in the morning for about 6:40, I think.
It is.
I'll try and get there for 6:30 just in case, you know what I mean, got the time wrong. And a request for all women in Momnad to kind of like attend the massages for Salat al-Fajr, and for all Shia, 12 Shia masjids, because alhamdulillah Sunni brothers are very good at doing Salat al-Fajr. We don't do it, and I think it's something we need to kind of inculcate, within our communities, for the sake of our youth, the sake of the children, not just a Sunday morning, but it's a house of Allah. Open it up, please. We want to pray, So inshallah, what is a 12er? A 12er is someone who believes in the 12 Imams of the Ahlul Bayt. Yeah. So from Imam Ali to the 12th Imam, Hajjat ibn Hassan al-Askari, Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, there will be 12 caliphs after me, all of them will be from the Quraysh, and this affair will not finish or end until the last one of them is ruled. And that's from Sahih Bukhari. So for anyone who may be a listener,
yes,
from our brothers, please bear that in mind. I'm to my viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Famanullah, Huda Hafiz, and inshallah we'll touch base a little bit later on. Famanullah, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajam.
Ya Ali Madad.